This is the CSS Neuse, a full-size replica of a ironclad, Kinston, North Carolina. And this weekend is the big barbecue cook-off. Let's go up and check it out.
Oh yeah. Morning, sir.
How you doing today?
We're fine.
Well, this is quite a treat here. So there were 52 men on the top level. Each cannon, fore and aft, had a crew of 24 to operate. And look, this is where the pilot's house is, right here. Captain's bridge, located at the rear of the forward gun, suspended from overhead beams. The pilot house featured the boat's wheel and offered him iron-covered viewing slots for the pilot. I wouldn't want to stick my head out of that thing right there. The gun deck. Look at the size of these shots. The area by far was the busiest on board the CSS Neuse. The gunboat was equipped with two 64-inch Brook rifle cannons manufactured in Tredegar Ironworks in Richmond, Virginia. Each gun required 22 officers and men, so roughly half of the boat's entire crew was involved in operating two guns. Wow, this thing is huge. This is a replica. This is not the original. Look, they got a church pew in here. This is the boiler room. Steam power plant consisting of firebox, boiler, and two engines, propellers, powered the CSS Neuse. Fire tube boiler. Coal or wood fed into the firebox created the heat to produce steam. During the summer, temperatures in the boiler room would soar to 135 degrees. The officers in charge specialized in the efficient operation of the engines. But those who stoked the firebox were likely some of the least skilled members of the crew.
Well, this is a long ship, isn't it?
Sure is. This is a gentleman who got the idea of replicating it. I think they had 110 people on board. This is the living quarters. They use hammocks and bunk beds. Artificial lights such as candles and restrict control to prevent fire. When the weather permitted, men likely slept on deck. The galley was where the men's cooks, the boat's cooks, prepared meals. The rations normally consisted of salt beef, salt pork, cornmeal, dried peas or beans. Sailors would supplement their rations by purchasing or trading for fresh fruit and vegetables, as well as meat. Let's go down here to the stern. Sleeping quarters here. This is the armory here, I guess. Ordnance storage. More beds. The projectile room. Projectiles from the Brook rifles were maintained in this space. The guns fired 4 types of projectiles. One type was solid 92-pound armor-piercing bolt. The more typical projectiles were either 32-pound Brook, Moulin, or Reed exploding shells. In addition, the gun fired anti-personnel, canister, and grape shot. A fragment of a Brook shell was discovered 1.5 miles from the river, suggesting the range of Brook's rifle could fire a 32-pound shell. Here's the powder magazine here in this room. This is probably the captain's quarters here. Officers' quarters. This would be the captain's room here. Captain's cabin. The space was not only served as the captain's private sleep quarters, but as a workspace where he tackled the many administrative tasks he faced. No matter how cramped or Spartan conditions on the boat journey were, the captain's cabin was one of the more private and comfortable areas. The captain was unlikely to use his cabin unless the boat was underway. This boat is registered with the Coast Guard. It's in dry dock, and they have to renew the registration certificate each year. They were able to put it here as a boat and not as a building. You don't have a big flood down here. You have to try it out, huh?
Well, I will tell you.
This is a gentleman who came up with the idea of building a boat. He was a master boat builder, and he wanted to build a life-size replica of the CSS Neuse, and They told him he had to get a building permit from the county, and he told them that he didn't need one. So what he did is he drew up the plans for the boat. He took it to the council. He got a permit from the Coast Guard to build a boat, and that's exactly what he did. He built a boat. This thing will actually float.